struggling to come to terms that she is now in his life, and he's actively trying to fit her in his life somehow.
Yeah.
But it's difficult because he has to show himself for who he is, and first of all, we know that he's not proud of himself.
Welcome to The Story Thinker, a Webtoons and Witcher podcast for superfans with scene-by-scene analysis. Featuring sharp co-hosts for a fuller picture, we dive deep into character psychology, relationships, and theories. We'd love it if you could like, subscribe, comment, and rate us on all podcast platforms and social media. For bonus content, you can support The Story Thinker on Patreon. Let's begin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Midnight Poppyland. It has been a while. We are at episode 104, and we are with BlueCaty, Veronica, and Angela. And before we start, I just want to ask, how was the hiatus for y'all, and what did you spend doing it in like webtoon terms?
Oh gosh, what did I do? Actually, I pulled back from reading a lot of webtoons.
Mm-hmm.
I did. And I actually also pulled back from reading a lot of fan fictions, mainly because I felt like it was like distorting my views of the original Poppy and Tora. So I wanted to pull back, but then I picked them back up because, you know, I can only miss them for so long. And so that's pretty much what I've been doing during the hiatus is like I tried to pull away, but then I was brought back in because, you know, obsessions are real. So that's how I handle that.
I took a break from reading as well. So I had a few other web comics that I follow. And I don't know, I felt like I needed to rest and think about everything that happened. And I took a break from reading and focused on writing a new fan fiction. It's not up yet because I'm trying to build a buffer because I'm a slow writer. And I had this idea like for a year and a half now, and I couldn't act on it because I had the other fan fiction that I needed to finish. And so with the hiatus, I was like, okay, this is my time to focus on this just because I miss them and I know I will miss them very much. So I will breathe life into them in my own imagination. Yeah, so I've been writing actively and soon.
Wow. Well, I'm excited because your other fiction is fantastic, and I'm going to link it below. So, like listeners, if you haven't yet read BlueCaty's fiction, you have to read it. It's really, really, really great.
Thanks.
And Angela, how have you been spending the hiatus?
So I've been busy writing fanfics myself, and I'm now pulling away from writing for the moment being. I feel like with Lily's hiatus, I started like, you know, getting into the fan fiction, and then once she came back, I'm like, okay, y'all, I'm going on a break. Please, you know, enjoy these other fics, enjoy Midnight Poppyland canon. I'm just gonna be over here like being a fangirl, so you know, don't mind me. And I was actually able to beta read for 2 published books, so that was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was a ton of fun. And just and she's actually another fan fiction writer for MPL, so that was a lot of fun. Just like getting more immersed into the community as we all anticipate the return for MPL. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, it is so exciting to be back here and, you know, like see these characters again. It's been so long. And it's like seeing their faces is just so cool. And like Wow, we're back. And we start off episode 104 with a recap, which is like, first of all, we always spoke about how like Poppy had the longest weekend ever. And like,
oh my God,
hearing Poppy go through it, it's like, whoa. So it's good for Poppy to reflect on what happened. Good for us to be reminded what happened.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive into the recap. So Poppy is thinking to herself, last Friday was nuts. And we had a picture of her with a coffee outside the coffee shop where Tora was, all brusque to her and she was all crying and sad. And after being embarrassed in public, then stood up after work because he never showed up. I was attacked in my own home by a masked intruder. I was like, this girl had the worst
day ever.
That's just the beginning.
I know. And
you and all that.
Masked intruder, which we obviously had, a lot of questions about that. Thankfully, Tora and 𝗥𝗲 arrived just in time. Tora rescued her. Then there's 𝗥𝗲, and he's being all brave and jumping out the window. But the intruder got away. And like a gift that wouldn't stop giving, the night went on and on. Which is
longest night ever.
Yes, now we have them on the swings. We have that wonderful Tora, flying off the swings in his great face. And of course, who shows up? But Vincent shows up. And, Vincent's, what's it called? Mrs. Volumen is the hero of the day. And she, sends them away, distracts him. We come back to the apartment. We see, Quincy and Tora get into an argument. There's a lot. And finally, Tora fessed up about everything he'd been hiding from me, which is like, woo, big moment. Apparently, I'm in trouble with the mafia because of a notebook I picked up by accident. And it could have been prevented from day one if Tora hadn't made the worst judgment call ever. Quincy's words, not mine. Let's see what,
I mean, that's true, but she would have still been, I feel like she still would have been connected because the very, very, very next day, she goes and meets with Mr. Lam and bumps into Tora there. And she still would have done her little way of being Poppy and trying to save him anyways. And I feel like because Poppy was Poppy, Tora would have noticed her anyways. So I feel like they still would have been connected.
Also, you notice that she says Quincy's words, not mine.
Yeah.
So that means that maybe she's not agreeing with the state
being the worst judgment call ever.
Yeah.
So I think
because the reason he made that judgment call is because of her. So it's like she doesn't want to, she can't judge herself. Like obviously, a good reason.
No, but she was just being Poppy.
She could have agreed with Quincy and said, because just Tora didn't mug me when we met. I'm in this situation now. But she's like, I don't know.
And she still would have had a sleazy boss. And then what? She would have had a sleazy boss, but without her connection to Tora.
Right. Yeah, what would have happened
to protect her? Clearly it all worked out.
As we saw, the dots are all connected.
Yep.
Yeah, I also found out why my boss, speaking of boss, Gil, gave me such weird, creepy vibes. Rather, my ex-boss, Gil. And we have our wonderful blue-toned, super creepy chin here. Gil.
It's not just a bad shaving job.
If what Tora and Quincy say is true, then Gil has the notebook now. And he might be far worse than I'd imagined he'd be. And we have Louisa, his wife, which, we had a couple of devastating panels with her. But, well, we'll see later.
Yeah.
But after being tallied by Tora and his men for days, Gil skipped town and disappeared. And we see, Tora tracking Gil, and who knows what his next move will be or when. Here, Tora is having his little breakdown on the bridge. As a safety precaution, I'm taking cover at Tora's house outside the city. The one that he bought in like 5 minutes because Poppy said maybe.
Because in fantasy world, you can buy a house in a weekend.
Right. That is a good point. Even if you have money, right? There's
no God.
You can buy a house in a weekend in real life.
Yep.
Fantasy world. Yeah. It's like that time where he was able to park right outside of the airport with so much ease and then get out and then instantly find Mr. Lam. Only in fantasy world can something like that happen.
No, you can park outside of the airport here. So.
Oh, you can. Okay. Yeah. Maybe this actually takes place in Romania.
Well, Tora has fans, so who knows?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful old manor, and it's almost like I'm on vacation here. Almost. We have Quincy and Poppy unpacking. I'm jobless now, and soon to be homeless. We see that Erdine and Jacob in the office, and Erdine and Jacob are back in the city, and I'm worried about them.
Technically, she's not jobless because Tora got her a job.
Right.
True.
Yeah, she has a job. She's just, who knows when she'll start it.
Whenever the fuck she wants.
Right. Right, exactly.
Doing whatever the fuck she wants.
Because if this blows up, I'll be numbered and hunted down by every mafia clan in Naryn. She's sitting in the house watching Vincent on this TV screen. And when I found out about this entire notebook thing, I lost it. I've been on edge and withdrawn, mostly towards Tora. And she and Tora have had a lot of drama recently. A lot of communication, but a lot of drama. Thankfully, we brought a punching bag with us.
That is like one of the best, like, yes, of the best point of view.
He's the best way. He
of
is a punching bag.
Quincy. Yeah.
No, gosh. I love him so much. I will not lie. I was happy.
He's that like that sidekick character that's always necessary for comical relief.
Yeah.
Like that is Quincy's role, is just a sidekick character to use as a punching bag.
Yep.
Cutest. And for people who like blondes like me.
So
Anyway,
I just
okay,
feel that
as
his asshole side is showing, like Tora's. So they are both mean to Quincy. They are both. They don't take him seriously.
He doesn't even take himself seriously, so that makes it really easy.
Very, very good point. Yes. Okay, jokes aside, Tora and I managed to thrash things out last night, and that was that amazing conversation that they had. It isn't perfect, and there's a long list of things we didn't address, which is such a nice way of saying it, by the way. But yeah, I mean, also communication and your relationship is never going to be finished. Like, there's always what to work on and talk about. But considering the situation and the stress Tora must be under, this is my good enough, for now, at least. And apart from a haunting incident on our first night with the ghost, everything's quiet and peaceful over here. And we see the beautiful house. And the last line we have, she's dead, Pops. So I guess this is why I've been waiting for the other shoe to drop. And the other shoe dropping is Tora saying she's dead and I killed her. And then we have an image of, well, let's go already gets into the next section. Okay, so that's our recap. Nice.
Longest recap.
But
it was necessary because there was so much that happened that one night.
Yeah. And they just like covered the night here. They didn't cover like the daytime. Like
they covered like a weekend. So last Friday she was
it ended up being
she was attacked.
over
the weekend she moved in with Tora.
So would you say this is like a Monday now? We're on a Monday.
I think so. Because the first night there, so on Saturday she was like deciding sanity or my sanity or my pride, and she decided to call Tora and ask him for help. So he just bought the house over the weekend, and on their first night they had the haunting incident.
So
that was she goes into work on that Monday. That's right. She goes into work on that Monday. But then they leave to pack her stuff and then move. And so I would say the first night they were in that house was technically Monday.
Yeah.
And so maybe we're on a Tuesday?
Yeah, so this would be Tuesday night, I think, that we're landing into the episode.
Yeah, so I would say this picks back up on a Tuesday. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Oh my God, the poor girl didn't catch a break. So her weekend was
take a nap.
And then it goes into the opening credits after we see a whole lot of laughing. And then, you're just like, hee hee hee, ha 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 ha. And then boom. And you see this creepy guy with his beanie. They're creepy when they got a beanie.
Very creepy.
Pulled low like that. And hey, boys, look who we found. Come out, punk. We know you're hiding inside. At this point, I wonder if they believe that she is not a she and that she is a boy because they called her a punk.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, we can't tell.
We'll see in the next episodes that
people think she was a boy.
The van heated windows, and so I don't think they I don't think they quite know. Yeah, they know that
exactly the gender. They just know that there is this like vulnerable looking small person in this van on ''A'rhy Street, clearly looking right for the picking.
It's like you see,
because when you see this face, you definitely don't get intimidated.
No, as someone pointed out, it's like elder fisherman.
Yeah, that's great. When I first saw this, by the way, so first of all, Luca, like you, I wasn't sure they could even see anyone in the car. I thought that they were just threatening in case, because they're just a bunch of jerks, like in case someone in the car.
Yeah. So the first impression is that you see that they see her.
Yeah.
And also it's very abrupt. Right after their talk, just jump straight into ''A'rhy Street, straight into the van, and with those punks, you have that shocking factor, that fear.
It's very disorienting.
Yeah, at first
I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I had to scroll back up to the recap. Really, like, did this
something?
Yeah, but then I remembered Lily does that.
Yeah,
she likes to start
a lot,
with a shock, and then recap and retell how it happened. That's part of her writing style. You know, she's done this a few times in the past.
Yeah, and the effect here, I'm guessing this is why she did it, was to instill fear, for the reader to
put that anxiety inside you of trying to figure out how did that even happen? Like how did they get into this situation to begin with?
Yeah.
Instead of reading about it as it's happening, it like pulls you in, and you're like, obviously I need to figure out what the fuck's happening, because how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah. I didn't even realize like where they were until, the next few episodes, where I'm like, that's what they were doing. I'm like, why is she hiding in the van? Where are they? Where the hell is Tora?
I know, like, why is she by herself?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think this was Poppy. I thought it was a kid. I thought it was like a niece or nephew. I thought my first thought was that this was young Poppy, and that this was like that her family had. Remember, we always talk about her family being in the mafia. But this was a memory of her having some mafia experience when she was a kid. And we're going to find out about her mafia.
No,
that's what I thought it was first.
But, no, that totally makes sense, because she just like, what I love about, as y'all said, what Lily Duff does is that she just like yeets you into what is happening in the now, and then she goes back, because
and then she pieces it together.
Like the little dots that are connected. But I thought it was just like amazing. Like my mind was like, oh my god.
Lily is really good at actually working flashbacks in well. Not a lot of artists can do it where it feels really seamless, but Lily's really good at it, where it doesn't make it feel super choppy. Yeah. And like, how did this even happen? But so here's Poppy hiding in this van.
To keep in mind that the previous episode ended with the unplanned hiatus. So maybe this scene with the thugs on ''A'rhy Street or whatever, because now we don't know where she is. Maybe it should have been a hook for the next episode. So this is why maybe now it felt a bit jarring. But further on, Lily explains pulls it together. Yeah. So I'm thinking this should have been a cliffhanger of sorts on the next episode.
But she probably changed as the hiatus happened. She had to change, especially as the hiatus took longer and longer, because she wasn't originally going to be on hiatus for like 10 months. It's only supposed to be like 2 weeks, or something like that. Unfortunately, but life, and it's all good. But yeah, and then it cuts to like what's obviously a motel. There's music and, you know, sounds of love happening.
I like
Of
to call
love
them
taking place
choice activities.
in this motel with loud oots, oots, oots music.
Eurobeat
I think the
intensifies.
consequence is the doorbell.
No, I think it's a.
It's like a bass sound,
It's
like
a-
music.
music.
It's like a way to show that music is playing really
Okay.
loudly, like almost like club music is playing.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then you turn and then you scroll up and then there's this dude, you know, yelling, "Turn the music down, man. It's killing my mood." And then grunts. And then there's this guy who's snorting something. Can't see what it is, can't tell what it is, but he's snorting something. And he's like, "Shut the hell up. When's it my turn with that chick?"
So this is
And
why
again, he lets out this grunt. And he's like, "Don't ask me. She ain't done with me yet." He's like, "Whatever, dumbass." And then, you know, more sounds of love being made.
my God.
And then you just get
Yes.
a knock. And it's like, "Oi, Patrick, open up, winker." Wanker? 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 I don't know.
Wanker. It's a
I'm gonna go with
wanker.
wanker. Again, more snorting, more grunts, more sounds of love. And it's like, who the hell? It's like when someone looks like that, you know they're just bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you scream bad news.
Mm.
Yeah. And he's like, "Hurry up, dipshit, ain't got all night. Must be that punk Stevie. Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming." More sounds of love. She's really letting you know. Sounds of love is happening on that other side.
Passionate, honey.
So passionate. So passionate.
Get it?
And he's like, "Seriously, Stevie, at this goddamn hour." And then he's just like realizing then that is not Stevie. It is Daddy Lorian.
Daddy
in all his
Lorian?
beautifulness. And he's like, "Where's the body? Look at that Daddy Lorian."
Yes.
That is just...
I was actually trying to find that picture to put up here, but whatever.
Oh, there we go.
So
Yeah, we can all have our.
Oh my
Yes.
God. Hold on while I fan myself.
Yeah, there's like zero skin showing, and look how
There's
effective we are.
It's nothing other than
There's
the dude in the
like-
helmet. It doesn't matter. We know who the dude in the helmet is. As long as we know he is
Well-
Daddy Lorian.
at first, when you don't really get it, when you don't know what happens, my first impression was like for a split second, I wondered who that might be. I figured that it might be Tora, but in that moment, I
It could have
didn't.
been Stevie.
Yeah.
I was like, my first thought was like, okay, oh my God, he's wearing a helmet, he's hot. Please let it not be a villain.
Oh my God. Okay,
Right.
so like
Not another hot villain.
I was
It's like,
reading
we can't
this.
take it. We can't take it.
I was like legit like scrolling through it, and I remembered that Cordelia 𝗵𝗲𝗄 had like the same kind of helmet, and I'm like, what the hell is she doing here? Like,
Yeah.
like why is she popping up? Like, I know she's a lawyer, but like I didn't think that
Yeah.
she got her like
What is she
hands that
doing?
dirty.
Why do I question my sexuality?
No, it's that nice girthy neck there, that nice solid man neck. That's how you
Yes.
know it's Tora.
Yep.
That
So
probably the same
after the first second, we know who that is because you
Yeah.
see from the angle as well that he's very tall. So
Right.
just
The shoulders. Yeah, we've seen him a lot. We've studied him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've studied him. We know that neck. We know that
For
neck.
science.
That big ass
It's
neck.
a
We
good
know.
neck. It's a spicy neck.
Oh wow, look at us. We're terrible. Oh, look at that toenail. That toenail. I've never seen such a toenail.
so I wanted to
That toenail dough.
unhinged over helmet. That's I love that Lily doesn't shy away from these dark topics that are very, very real in
Yeah.
Yeah,
mafia
like this is very
life,
adult.
like
This these
snorting
scenes.
drugs and
Very adult.
hiring hookers because the lady was just lining them up, you know. So
Mhm.
this is you see it from the coloring as well. You have the same vibe that this is the dark side of life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
She's so
motel
good
so
at
gross.
like there's like a green tinge
Yeah.
It's
to
the
the whole
palette.
thing. It's like you can tell like they're in a seedy place just by the color palette, just by her making it a little bit more muted, a little green. That right there shows like we're obviously not in a happy place. We're in a place where bad things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The motel looks so gross. Like the walls outside look like cement and totally uncared for. Inside it's like old furniture. You can just tell that carpet is like musty. It's like
it's
like you can just smell the grossness.
It's such an interesting contrast between the hearts and the lovemaking sound.
Oh yeah.
Usually in a comic they are on rosy background, or I don't know, something more light-hearted. And
yeah, this reminds us that this is definitely a mafia romance.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you also see the contrast between Tora and his lifestyle, even though he's in the mafia, and these types of people. So you can have better mafia people than others.
Yeah, they're like the sewer rats of Area Street.
Yes, solid way to describe that.
Solid. Anyway.
All right.
You still have to cool off after that.
Yes. Well, so I have this cooling fan by me. I don't know if you can see it.
I can definitely see it, yeah.
So I have this fan because last time that I did this, it was the midnight garden walk with the and you remember that one, right, Mindy? And we were just fanning ourselves the whole entire time. So I invested in the cooling fan. Anyway, I digressed.
All right, who is doing part one?
Okay, so next Lily gets us back to the opening scene with Tora and Poppy. Earlier that night, we have a lot of heartbeats going on here. Poppy is still in those muted colors. You're kidding, right? And then
her world is closing in around her, right?
Exactly. And then the colors.
Can I just point out how you can already just feel the difference in emotions based off of this image, which is the exact same as this image, but pulled farther away and warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could tell that he's in a dark place here, but he's trying to pull himself into a better one.
Yeah.
Trying.
So, those, when your heart starts racing up, when you tell something that it's very, very uncomfortable or very, I mean, not only bad news, but horrific news. And you fear what the other person is going to think of you, or what, in this case, what Poppy will think of him. And in her case is I don't know if he's serious or not. I don't know if I should believe him or not. And then she just decides to lighten up the mood or deflect, kidding as if, haha, gotcha.
Yeah, it's what do you do in such a serious?
Just confused. What the heck?
Yeah.
Then she starts
too. I read this
beating him with a pillow. That's not funny. Yeah. And even though the colors are lighter and the atmosphere is more easygoing, he deflects. He's sorry, I'm kind of desensitized. Look, it's awkward as hell, okay? How am I supposed to break that kind of news to you or to any other fucking person?
I love how
bad news. Okay, I can empathize with that. How about just telling me what you know in brief? So if I remember correctly, she was asking him if they should go to the cops or if she should send them an anonymous
tip off. Yeah,
a tip off for them to find Gil's wife. And we find out later on that she has a hunch, she has a gut feeling, and she doesn't want to let it go.
Just good. That's the stubborn Poppy that we know, the one always concerned with doing the right thing.
And as in everything that she is passionate about, Tora mumbles, I see why Quincy says you're a hard ass at work now. I beg your pardon. Quincy says I'm a what? A hard-working asshole. Yeah. Look, it's none of our business, so just drop it. No tip-offs, no cops, nothing. Fuck knows I've got enough on my hand. And he just closes the binder.
That binder.
Yeah, she has a jump scare. And then he just walks away. For him, now it's a moment when he just shuts off again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because realization hit him.
So she says, where are you going? I'm gonna take a shit, Christ. But now, yeah. Are you bringing the binder inside with you? Yeah, I am. And then he slams the door. Then after a moment, the door creaks and he gives her the binder again.
Gives up his reading material.
Yeah.
Who gives up their reading material when they're gonna go take a shit? No one.
I mean, no, there's
like
plenty of shampoo bottles in there. It's fine.
I know, right? Yeah. You're like, wait, I forgot my reading materials. Let me read the back of this.
I don't know.
Entertain me.
I think he is struggling. So he promised her he will be honest and he will fill her in on everything that happens from now on. And he's struggling to say these things to her because he saw her in shock. So her first reaction was, are you kidding? You killed her. So he saw her, she was in shock from such a news that for him is probably on a daily basis, as he just admitted, I'm desensitized.
Yeah.
And then he pulls back, he starts raising his walls again, he shuts her down again.
Yeah.
And you can see by the panels that he thinks better of it and gives her the information. So he's like he's struggling to come to terms that she is now in his life, and he's actively trying to fit her in his life somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's difficult because he has to show himself for who he is. And first of all, we know that he's not proud of himself.
No.
Then secondly, Poppy still, she hasn't fully and openly accepted him. I mean, she struggles too with communication between them because she has a different kind of background and she doesn't trust herself. So they are trying to, they skirt around each other to see how they can reach a middle ground so that he can say to her whatever he wants, but also not say to her
overshare.
Yeah. So
that was very well said. So it's a big major transition, and that's to me one of the things I love about Mini Poppyland. You know, we've said this countless times, but it is one of its strengths is that, you know, a lot of other romances, you know, you fall in love, it's great, it's fantastic, and that's the end. And this reflects reality because relationships are so messy and really bring out the worst in you, the best in you. They, you know, take out all your traumas, all your insecurities, all your fears, and they like bring it to the surface. And it's just like you vomit out all this bad stuff that you have inside you, and you're forced to connect with that person and be really, really, really vulnerable and really scared. And
plus she has been through a lot lately. And Quincy said that she's very scared right now. And Tora, although he looks like he acts like a thug and not caring about people, he actually cares about people, and he cares about her not scaring her off or not adding to to the list of horrible things that happened to her. So he's trying to be considerate while also trying to be honest. And it's difficult to do, especially when you don't have experience in relationships, when you don't have experience with,
when you don't have a healthy experience with relationships,
Exactly.
when you really want to have a healthy experience, because when you know what it's like to have such an unhealthy, toxic experience, like it's very much a learning experience as well, because you learn what you don't want and what you don't need and what your true worth is, and you don't want to compromise that anymore. And you know, that's where Poppy is. She doesn't want to compromise herself. She doesn't want to compromise her integrity and, you know, the growth she wants for her own self. You know, just because she's thrown into this situation that was completely out of her control. She still wants to have, you know.
Yeah, it's a learning experience.
She still wants to,
as well.
Yeah.
Because while she was with jury, she couldn't voice her opinions. She was constantly gaslit, right? So now she tried to be brave. She tried to act on her thoughts, and she made the first step in communicating with Tora during the previous night. So and then she saw that he's not going to get mad at her because she states her opinion, because she stands her ground, or because she wants something and fights for it. Like now she wants to find Louise, or she wants to figure out what happened to Gil's wife. So she begins to be herself. She slowly grows into herself.
And one thing that I found so interesting is that Tora, right, at first, like you said, he shuts down, he can't do it, I'm not going to communicate. And then, you know, he goes into the bathroom. So he has a little bit already like the separate space, the privacy, and like he can calm down a little. And then he's like, okay, then his better self wins out. He shoves it out. He can't even say it because it's hard to, you know, to communicate, but he has enough strength, enough inner reserve to, you know, do that right thing. And then he just goes right back into the private space so he can decompress and come back to himself. So it's
like it's his way. He's like, this is the olive branch.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not icing you out, but I'm taking a step back. I need this moment alone. I just can't say it because I don't have those communication skills yet. But here's the olive branch to let you know you're not being iced out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so we see him that he washes his face. Half this means that he's breathing, right?
Yes.
So
like breathing hard, like panting.
Breathing deep. So we have to remember that Tora has anxiety.
He suffers from panic attacks.
Suffers from panic attacks, yes. So this would be one of those situations that for him would weigh heavily what Poppy thinks of him. So maybe he just wanted to avoid having another breakdown or another panic attack, another tunnel vision like he did in the cafe.
Yeah, I actually only just realized, I was thinking we weren't shown any, you know, any bathroom action happening because like we don't show that stuff. But I just realized, I don't think he even did anything.
Yeah, but I don't think he actually took a shit.
He just lost his shit.
No one can just be like, okay, now I'm just gonna take a shit right now, okay? Like, it's such an opportune time to separate from someone.
But like,
that's not how that works.
I think that to me begs to ask the question, because in the first few panels of the recap, or just at the very end, it shows him on the bridge coming down from a panic attack. And we don't even know if Poppy knows that he had that panic attack on the bridge, because he just kind of like went and like saved her. So like
I would say that she definitely doesn't know that this is something that he struggles with.
Yeah, and like, and even he was like, I'm sorry for whatever it was that I said to you. so I think she has like an idea of what he goes through, and then with Quincy saying to Poppy like, hey, you know, he does some soul sucking work, so she probably, you know, gets that idea. But then when he's like, you know, I'd love to. Okay, so yeah, so when he goes into the bathroom, she's like not knocking or anything, like she is giving him his space to do, you know, take a dump or like whatever, dump out his feelings. And we see that he is doing the huffing, the panting, the like the breathing, probably pretending like he's at the gym, like how Poppy told him to, wetting down his face, trying to like recompose himself so that he doesn't go back into blackout mode.
Yeah, and I love that Poppy gives him that space, like she understands. Like
Well, she can hardly follow him in the bathroom.
We have one bathroom in our house. We shower and use the bathroom at the same time, you know.
That looks like a
I mean, it's not like I haven't walked down on my husband. I'm like, I gotta do something here, and you're in the way.
Or like, I mean, you know, with the like
they are struggling to communicate some heavy shit right here. They are not in that, they are
all
not
the
in
puns
that
intended
intimacy
too.
point yet.
you know, like with the kids in their hands, like, wait, talk to me. But yeah, like she doesn't just like keep trying to like, you know, talk to him through the door, because that's happened to me. But yeah.
You know what I love about her? That so he recomposes himself, and he says, did I piss her off again? So he starts thinking about his actions. And when he comes out of the bathroom, Poppy is all smiley and like, oh, hi. Did you have a good fit?
Like,
None of your goddamn business.
Yeah, what I love about her that she's so positive, even if that attitude is a bit forced, or might be a bit forced, we don't know. But I love that she doesn't hold it against him that he was abrasive like that he shut her down and just went out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Poppy is his emotional support human.
Yeah, you can be touched by that, because he's, you know, he's worried about her reaction. He comes out, he's quiet, he looks at her, he has the dots, and then when she is positive, you know, and he's got
that little blush on his face. Like, oh my gosh, he waited for me.
And then he relaxes. So by her, with her attitude, she managed to relax him, to make him feel comfortable again, so that they can pick up the discussion where they left off.
And he calls her Bobby again, which
so he's in play mode again. He's relaxed again. He calls her Bobby.
Well, because, you know, for the past few episodes, he's been calling her Pops or Poppyland, but never like his like nickname or like cover name or whatever. And I don't know, that got me all giggly. I love that Bobby nickname that he has for her. So
yeah, that's an assurance that, okay, I know I can be open with you. So I'm
like, let's get back to being us.
Yeah.
Like when he said Bobby, that means like, let's get back to us.
Yeah.
And how we are. Yeah.
All right, Angela, take it away.
Okay, so then so we have, you know, them, she's like laughing it off. He's like, none of your goddamn business, Bobby. She's like, ha ha ha. And so she goes back over to him and she's handing the files to him, saying, anyway, here, I didn't peep,
Like
and
a good girl.
yeah, good, good girl. I can be a good girl. Anyway, so then he's like, it's fine. And he takes it back and he's like, I wouldn't hand it to you if I didn't want you looking inside. And she's like, "Ba-dump." Oh.
Yeah. It feels like that's
and
a sign of the big trust that he places in her. That he's
yeah.
like,
That little blush again on her face. Like,
Yeah.
all the blushing. There's a
Yeah. And he's like, these are the phone calls Gil made and received this year. And she's like, the whole list? Fudge biscuits. And what's so special about these numbers you circled? Isn't this a fast food chain takeaway hotline? And he says they're connected to mafia run businesses, but like it's their little Polly Pocket heads. So it's
phone numbers of like restaurants you call, because I'm very impressed. I know like 5 phone numbers.
And so she's showing it's outside of the house because they are finally making their way outside of the manor, and they're in the backyard now. And he's flipped the pages open, and he says, and this one's a body disposal service. Has like little red circles, most recent contact made last Thursday. And like you get this close up of Poppy, she's like
wide-eyed,
wait,
like,
what? And he's just like going on, like he's discussing the weather, and he's like, the contacts are passed on by word of mouth, and you got to know the codes and shit. So even if the cops get hold of this, they won't know where to look. And she's like, well, and then he's like, good thing for us, I'm not a cop. And she's like, a body what? Like her mind is like,
yeah.
It's like she
was
just
like
didn't
just
register
computing
so
in
much
the
of what
first
he
panel,
said. She
I know.
just was like so focused on body disposal service. Classic Poppy.
Yeah, so like they're just looking at this like nice cute little map that they have made up, and he just looks at her, he's like, guy, like,
So much you don't know.
yeah. And it's kind of a like
Sad.
either I said too much too soon, or it's just kind of, I don't know what the word is, but
it's the same reaction when she was shocked before, like something like, there's so much you don't know, and I told you already a lot, and
yeah,
you're still naive and want to see the best, but there is nothing good in what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like,
sadness that their world is so far apart.
Like
he's in that world.
You have
it's
such
like
when you sigh so deeply, like the things I know and you don't.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So then he goes on to say, while she's like looking at him, like going through the papers, he's like, look, I don't know how to put this, but whatever gut feeling you have about Gil's wife is probably right. The lady's a goner. So forget about her and worry about your own little tush. And she's so cute. She's like, I disagree. Like she's in class or something, and like, teacher. And he's still like going through, and he's just like, yeah, okay, you don't have to raise your hand to disagree, sweetheart. Like, you can say what you want. Like, you don't have to be polite about it. Because that's not what my gut tells me about Louise. I don't know if this was like, I don't know if that little bubble was Poppy saying that, or
Thinking it.
or Tora, yeah, like thinking or saying, like, I didn't know basically who was who saying that, but
Tora is convinced that Louise is dead, right? And
Yeah.
He has no gut feeling. He knows. He left her, and he knew Gil was a murderous bastard. So he just knows that she is not among the living anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, considering the evidence.
Because she contradicts him in her mind, like,
yeah,
that's not what my gut feeling tells me. So
Yeah.
he just said, whatever your gut feeling told you about Louise, it's probably right.
So yeah, so then fade to black, and we have over a body of water.
Yeah, so
and some very bruised up and dirty feet. Slip, gugh. And lo and behold, the bitch is back. It's Louise.
because we don't
Damn it.
see her face.
She's like holding on to a tree. She's looking over an expanse of water. Like, girlfriend went through some shit. So she's alive. So Louise is alive.
Yeah, but do we actually know? Like, that's the thing. Like, is she truly alive, or was this like, did she try to get away and then he caught her? Like, Gil caught her? Because there was that scene where she was like,
there was
with a blanket
and bloody, and
maybe
she was covered with a blanket. It was obvious. He said that she was stinking. They gotta, like, I mean, they looked rather dead.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe
she was rather dead during
I don't
that
know.
scene.
Maybe
like, was she just knocked out for a long time?
Cocktail of drugs, and she hadn't been showered. I'm like, maybe he's like, oh, we should, get you out of here and dump you in the water because then you'll be clean. I don't know. Like, maybe.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have no idea. But
so we don't see this lady face right now, so we assume she's Louise.
We assume
that's the logical deduction.
Yeah,
but she might be another victim of Gil's.
Yeah,
for anyone.
Yeah. Sharks victim.
Or it might be,
because they're together. They're Gil and Shark are working together.
Yeah,
but but
I'm sure we're gonna find out what happened to Louise and why Gil said thinking, and
it would really be like, if this was not Louise, it would really be tricking us, because contextually it's supposed to be Louise,
Yeah, well, like, it's definitely going to be her. But it really threw us off that she's very much alive when she looked very dead.
Well, listen, Juliet
she just became a very, very important piece of the puzzle, because Tora has been trying to find Gil for several days already, and she's like,
she could have insight on where he could be.
The weak link. If they go searching for her, and if they find her, which I hope they do.
Yeah.
So
this is very cool. Very cool note to end the chapter on. Okay, what are your predictions for Louise? Because I'm thinking, if they find her, that maybe she'll be an instrumental part of bringing Gil down. Like, she'll give them information, or she'll work with them to try to, do something. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, if she's found, she would definitely help, because I would want to help bring down the dickhead that tried to kill me.
I mean, that's fair.
Even if
You
he's
know,
my husband and father of my child, I would be like, motherfucker, you tried to kill me. So clearly, better off. Like,
yeah. Bye, boo. Yeah,
I will help take you down because you tried to kill me and our child. So
and testify against Gil, because even before we thought that he killed her, there were those panels where she was begging him to do the right thing, to I don't know, give himself up or give the evidence up or something like that.
Yeah.
And she wanted a safe
how long were they together? 15 years?
Yeah, 15 years.
That was one of the he mentioned it was their 15-year wedding anniversary. It's like, how
unless he was lying, but
yeah, I mean, or he could have been lying. That's true, but I mean, that's a long time to be with someone and not know who they are.
Yeah,
that's such a hard reality hit,
right?
And to know that your husband is capable of very much killing you after being together for 15 years.
Well, I mean, like, you know, and she's even like, oh, these people are coming after me. Oh, like, yeah, if my husband were in, like, you know, millions of dollars in debt and like people are like hounding him for like bad people are like hounding him, I'd be like, I love you. But like
yeah.
Plus, I don't think we even know if it was Gil that killed her or tried to
someone else that he hired.
Maybe
he could have hired someone.
Maybe it was 𝗏, right? Because we found that they were working together.
Yeah.
And there's a theory that goes on that says that they might be brothers or something.
Right.
Cousins or something.
They both give that creepy ass vibe off.
Yeah.
They look alike-ish.
Yeah.
Definitely
got the same color hair.
Psychopaths, so yeah. Just imagine how that conversation would go, Gil and 𝗏. Would you want to kill my wife?
Like, yeah, sure. I need someone to kill right now. I didn't get to kill that old man, so let me go kill your wife. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're gonna break into Poppy's house, and I'm gonna go kill your wife. Yeah.
Wow, such partners.
So who do you actually think broke into Poppy's house? Because I mean, in my mind, it's just some thug. It's like a street thug that was hired. Yeah, I don't. It's definitely not someone super skilled, but had the backing of someone that actually had money because he was able to get on a boat and escape. So
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see some boats for hiring at some point.
Yes, I thought
oh, the boat for hire.
Yeah, that's true. For the other episodes we can talk about
that we can't talk about right now. Right. Just kidding. Anyway, no. LOL, JK. But I kind of gleamed from that part where, you know, you went up to go like catch the burglar, or at least try to, and he was using the same moves as the burglar was to get up off of the balcony. So I wonder if it was someone who was actually trained somewhere with them in that same kind of like,
well, it's
I don't know,
kind of a stretch. I mean, right? Because
yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like none of Tora's ever, or someone like Tora would only train, like personally train someone that like he actually trusts.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. Like, no, I'm not saying that it was someone that like he personally trained, but who has like that same kind of training. Who might.
That maybe somebody like 𝗏 that went into the same
document, that
is in the same plan or something like that, that they had probably
No one knows. It could have been Trevor, the ex-security guard, for all we know. Like,
No, he's a big witch. He can't do anything. That's not
That
him.
man peed himself at just looking
What we do
when Tora
know,
just looked at him. Okay.
yeah.
what we do know is that Gil hired the body disposal service to get rid of
Yes.
his wife.
At
So
least he contacted a
himself.
it doesn't say that he hired one, he contacted one.
He contacted one, but
So
why
it shows that he
contact
has
somebody?
connections in the underground world
Mhm.
because
He's
you know,
shady.
Tora said you have to know the codes.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
it's like, how many bodies has this guy disposed of? If he
Right.
has this kind of contact info.
But
Mhm.
if you
Or he probably just got it from
chronologically,
Spark.
if you think chronologically, he contacted them on Thursday, and on Friday, Poppy was attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So either Gil uses other people to do his bidding, like dispose of
He
a body,
definitely does.
or
Oh, yeah.
break into Poppy's house, or he was the one who broke into Poppy's house and contacted somebody else to dispose of his wife.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they did a shitty job because, well, you can't focus if you snort drugs, right? So
Very, yeah. So they
It's
hired the
true.
girls.
Like how good
there
can
you go,
they be?
wife is alive.
That's a good one. Incompetence.
Yeah.
Whew.
It's
Well, I
interesting
would-
that Poppy has this sixth sense, like her gut is telling her that Louise
Yeah.
is alive.
Why? Like, why? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why her gut is telling her that. Because everyone else's gut is saying she's dead until we saw that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she has this this hidden sensitivity
Mhm.
because she sensed in the very, very first few episodes, she sensed Tora's aura,
Right.
Mhm.
The dark presence behind her.
dark presence, exactly.
Yeah.
And then when Tora abandoned her at the when he stood up and when he stood her up,
She had
he
that
was on the
sense.
bridge. He was on the bridge and he screamed her name,
Mm-hmm.
and she
I
heard
agree.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Jane Eyre moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either it's their connection or it's that little touch of supernatural that Lily said once that she had in MPL.
Right. And we have the ghost, which we don't know what that is.
Yeah, we have the
Right.
ghost, which is another mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Add up to the whole thing, and maybe she
What
has
if the ghost is Ulan?
Oh my God, we have been cracking up
Yeah.
about that. Like,
Let's
it's
get
just
some tinfoil hats. I don't
just Yuan and Yua just fighting. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with that. That's who the ghost is.
It's just afterlife lovers plural.
Okay, what if the ghost is Poppy's dad?
Ah.
Why does he want? But why would he be so mean to them? Like, why is he saying go? Go. Oh, he's being an overprotective dad. He's like, I don't want this with my daughter. No,
Yeah.
only the best.
Yeah, but maybe the message wasn't for Poppy to go to leave Tora. Maybe the message was for them to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who knows?
fast people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe he's just trying to guide her, to push her into doing something that might help her.
Yeah.
If
Like the just do it. You know, very open ended.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm allowed my crazy fantasies.
All right. So, how do we feel about our plunge back into Midnight Poppyland? I know we read the next 3 Fast episodes, so we can't say anything. But stopping based on this episode, what are you guys thinking?
I just need it all.
Yeah.
I just need it all. I stopped fast passing a bunch of other stuff so that I knew I had coins
Oh.
because of course, I knew they were gonna make it seven coins.
Oh,
What
of course.
would do that?
Of course.
So I needed to make sure I have all the coins, and they're all dedicated to Midnight Poppyland.
I took advantage
All the coins.
to every giveaway webtoon had every.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I'm racking up the coins.
I
read
keep
this Canvas episode
Poppyland too as well. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that we are getting more into the mafia plot. Like the mysteries pile up, but somehow they start to solve piece by piece.
Yeah,
so,
I really can't wait for Goliath to finally resurface.
Same.
Because I mean, clearly he is a huge part, and he has only been seen all of what, like twice.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're leading up to seeing Goliath again as well. Figure out what's happening there. So I'm excited for that. I'm really excited that like the mafia side is really starting to unfold. It's not, I mean, there's still the romance and the fluff, but there's still like the bigger plot.
It's dark fluff now.
It's very dark fluff.
It's very dark.
There is a lot of dark
fluff
happening in this episode.
Yes. Love noises.
Love noises. I didn't know how else to describe that.
No, it's perfect.
Angela, what are you looking forward to with this return?
I kind of like, I am so ready to get more into the mafia, because we kind of had a little of a respite with you know, them, you know, being cute in the garden and like, you know, fluffy moments like that. But like, whenever those dark mafia colors drop in the episode, like that's when like my own heart gets pumping and I'm like, oh my god, I am here for this. He did say that it was going to get darker, and I'm really hoping to see more blood, see more like just more dramatics, more.
Oh man, I wish I could talk about the other episodes.
I know, more. I don't know. Like, I want to see maybe like how his men are handling, you know, all of this. Like, what are, you know, the other guys doing right now?
The Tiger Cubs.
Yeah, you know, how are they doing? But I'm also looking forward to seeing how it unfolds even more, because what I love about this webtoon is that we get two POVs, right? What Tora sees, what Poppy sees, but we don't get the full story. So we only know what Lily wants to show us, and wants to show Tora, and what Poppy gets to see. So like I am dying to see like more and more how it all unfolds, how all of those dots keep connecting to one another.
So yeah, I feel that now we had a bunch of events that happened pretty fast, one after each other. Okay, they were spanned over several episodes, but in the chronological time frame, they happened. Poppy had a lot of stuff happening to her, and Tora went through a lot of emotions and a lot of events and so on and so forth. I would like from a storytelling point of view, I would like to see the well, the mystery solve or the thriller part, like Lily presented us with heart pumping and scaring us a bit and throwing us off the throwing us curveballs like she's dead, no, she's alive, stuff like that. But also when Tora and Poppy are together, I would like to see how it was in the first season, I think, things slowing down, and I would like to see their expressions more. I would like to feel like I have a break to take it all in, to let it all sink in, everything that happened, and see how they navigate together, or maybe not, how they navigate this relationship into this world that they are entering now. So as much as I would like to see everything solved and to see what happened with Goliath, to see what happened with Gil, to see what happened with Louise, and so on and so forth, I think that it's good that from time to time we get this break, that we let our brain absorb everything that happened and let them allow themselves to feel what they feel, because they were just thrown into a tornado, in the middle of a tornado. So
very well said. Yeah. And it hurts me like this, whatever it says, earlier that night. So basically the thing that we see probably in the car happens that night also, which is like, and we're gonna learn more, but it's
the girl
again
can't catch a break.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I guess I'll say I'm looking forward to everything you guys said, obviously. And then I'm also looking forward to seeing, learning more about Poppy's mafia connections, her family, her grandma, her dad, her mom, what?
Yeah. Like, we still don't know what her grandmother wanted to tell Poppy.
Yeah.
Like, I need to know that.
Oh. Yeah.
Right. Well, it's Sunday, so we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're getting there.
We have 5 days.
Are you getting there?
Okay, I'm being a little optimistic, but whatever. But it's been 2 days since the episode dropped, so Well, this was so much fun. It was so nice to get back together with you guys and schmooze.
I missed this
forever.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I've
very
missed
nice.
this. I've missed this.
Too.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting back into the kishkas, into like the livers. Well, that's an expression, but anyway, getting back into the throes of it. Very exciting. Yeah, I'm so happy that we're back in, and thank you so much for joining. It was so nice to see you all again, and to schmooze and to chat, and both our just chit chat before the podcast and the podcast. Always a pleasure to hear your great insights. Really, really lovely.
Thanks for having us, Mindy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for hosting.
Thank you. Have a great evening, day, everyone.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much to my current patrons, Susie, Lily, Molly, Veronica, Emily, Joe Rochelle, Saucy Tuggles, Anne Rose, Alexa, Misty, Joanne, Esther, I'm Watching in People, Emily Jean, Kay, Lily, Christine, Sadie, Teresa, Mrs. Castaldo, and Emma Pora. Your support is truly appreciated.